Hello, and welcome to Loud Poet Slam! Oh yeah! Thank you so much for coming along. This is the Loud Poets East Heat. This is the East. You know where you are. What am I talking about? My name is Kevin Mclean. Thank you so much for coming along. I will be your host for this evening for this sort of poetic pugilism that is the Loud Poet Slam. Give me a little cheer if this is your... if you've been to a slam before. Like 4 people know what's happening. Everyone else is very confused. Good. Give me a little cheer if you have never been to a poetry slam before. The rest of you. Good. That makes sense. So I guess I should explain what the fuck a poetry slam is. That would be a good starting point. So yes, slams have been around as long as poetry promoters have wanted to make money. They are a very, very good way to lure in lovely audiences like yourselves into some poetry with the illusion of competition. It's a very good way to do it. We assign scores to poems and hail the victorious poet. It's a wonderful thing to do. So basically the way it will work is we will have 10 lovely slammers. You can see them all lined up here. Give a little applause for your wonderful poetry slammers. They are all going to be competing over 3 rounds to crown a winner and a runner-up who will go to the Grand Slam Final. That's right, this is part of a wider series of slams that we are doing. So this is the East Heat. It will not surprise you to know there is a North Heat and a South Heat and a West Heat. There's also Centrals and Highlands. We are all over the place this year. We have done West and South. This is East, and a winner and runner-up from each of those will come to the Edinburgh International Book Festival. The spoken word poets being like, the Book Fest. We don't get invited to the Book Fest usually. But they're making a very special exception for this year. It's going to be amazing. We are going to have 12 wonderful poets from all over the country at the Book Fest for a huge slam that will be similar to this one, but with the 12. And we will crown a Loud Poets Slam Champ 2023, and they will win £3,000. Which, if you know anything about poetry or money, is a fucking lot. That is not a lot of poetry prizes for £3,000, is all I'm saying. So it's very exciting to be able to do that. We are doing it thanks to the help of Creative Scotland. Titter of applause for Creative Scotland. A lot of jaded clapping in the room going on. Didn't give me fucking $3,000. We are very, very thankful to the support of Creative Scotland, the support of the Book Fest, and all of our partners, our Scottish Storytelling Centre, our usual haunt in Edinburgh, and places like this, like the wonderful Hotchpotch in Dundee. Give it a little whoop for Hotchpotch. And Gavin for putting that on, and Ellie, who's joined the team, who's one of your slammers. We're very excited to be partnering with Hotchpotch. We were here previously last year for a couple of gigs. We are here this evening. Obviously, this is happening now in real time for anyone who's confused. How do I mute this? We're not on Zoom anymore, people. So yeah, this is happening now, and we will be back in October, which is very cool. And hopefully we will continue to be coming to Dundee the future, all of time. Would be lovely. It's been great, the shows we've managed to come up for. We have really enjoyed, and I have no doubt this is going to be just the same. The way the show is going to work is we have a wonderful sacrificial poet who will kick off the night and warm up the mic, and then we will go into our first round of slammers. They will all have 3 minutes at the mic, and they will all be scored for their time there. Our wonderful judges are the previously mentioned Gavin from Hotchpotch. We have Bex from Loud Poets. And acting both as judge and as sacrificial poet, we have the wonderfully talented, the amazing Malaika Kegode! Malaika is one of my favourite spoken word poets in the country. She has been tearing the scene up for years, based in Bristol, but she has been up and down the UK plying her trade. She is just one of my favourite poets in the scene. She was with us last night in Edinburgh at the Scottish Storytelling Centre and blew everyone away, so I know you're going to enjoy her, and she is more than qualified to judge the poets. So it's going to be lovely. But the judging is left for the judges. Those are the 3 judges. It is their job, as they scowl at me from the back of the room, to score the poets. No one likes doing it. It's a terrible thing to have to do. But that is not your job. Your job is to support the poets. This is a very hard thing to do. Some of our poets have performed 1,000,000 times before. Some of them are new voices in the scene. So we want you guys to support them all just the same. You don't worry about the points. You worry about the poems and having a good time. Does that sound like fun? Guys, fucking loud poets. We brought all these slammers. We got cameras and lights in the whole room. You need to bring the loud. Are you ready for that? Fantastic. It's going to be good. There is one final thing to introduce because it is amazing. And that is the Loud Poets Slam Championship belt. Fuck your $3,000. That's the real prize. Isn't it beautiful? I'm a wrestling fan, so that is like, this is my poetry peak right now, guys. This whole season is a pretense for me to own that. So no, that is how it's going to go. There are big prizes on the line and wonderful poems to come. It is going to be wonderful. But there's only one way to kick that off, and it is with a sacrificial poet. We have a sacrificial poet because it is hard to poem. It is hard to be the first person up to this mic to kick it off, to warm up this crowd, and so we bring in the professionals. I know you are going to love her. Please go absolutely wild for Malaika Kegode!
That went down lower than expected. Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah.
It's all right. You can talk to me. It's all right. If you want to heckle at any point during the night, heckle me or heckle Kev, but none of these guys because they're lovely and gentle and nervous. Yes, I'm going to do a sacrificial poem. I'm not going to die. I'm just going to read a poem that actually I won my first ever slam with. All that time ago, when I was a wee slip of a gal. It's called Snails. Can I find it in all of these poems? Yes, I can. Wow, you guys are so attentive. Usually I hear some like shuffling around and stuff. You guys are like, I'll prove that your attentiveness is worth it. Little content warning. Little content warning for references to self-harm. I always thought that love would be like Billy Bragg wrote it, full of tears and joys, but ultimately pretty singable. I've learnt now, and over the years I found it's impossible to never let anyone down. And when someone calls you love, it's not always nice. Sometimes it's their well-cultivated device to make you feel small, but I've also learnt that someone's nastiness is never all there is to it. He poured whiskey in my coffee and told me to drink up. The day was barely sunny, but the way he wore a short-sleeved shirt and narrowed his eyes to the clouds made me curious enough to drink up. He had scars on his arms like someone I once knew. And I don't know and can't say if that's some sort of pattern that I will try to charge in and save the beautiful boys who, despite their sad eyes, smile at me. Or maybe, like when you're a kid and you see a bird with a fractured wing, a punctured anatomy, but by trying to touch it and help with your tiny hands, you impart more damage and more agony. Perhaps broken boys are like broken birds, and the love you try to force into them only deepens their scars, which climb up their arms like snail trails and early morning lawns, those silver streams of slow journeys. When I was a little girl, I used to pick them up by their shells to get them to the destination quick. But then later, I'd get sick. A simple thought would click as anxiety clouded my mind thick that maybe, slow as they had travelled, there was nothing to save. Perhaps the gift I thought I gave was really an obstacle to them becoming brave enough to emancipate themselves from their own minds. But thoughts like these, they are always ill-timed. The minute we decide to stop with the caring, we care even more. I think this is one universal and fundamental flaw, and I know you've heard this so many times before, but you have to try to take that care and stick it into something that is only yours, and don't hate someone because they hurt you. Because by doing that, you'll end up hurting someone else too. And I know that sounds really simple, like a cop-out of a verse, but you have to love fairly and love kindly. But most of all, love you. I always thought that love would be like Billy Bragg wrote it. And actually, I still think it might be. I also think everyone has their own individual little key to make something look beautiful and hideous equally. Now, Billy was 21 years when he wrote that song, and now somehow I am much older than that. And I too convince myself that I have done everything wrong, but then I remember it's true what people say, that life, it only seems really long. So fuck it. Even if you can't sing, sing along. Do whatever makes you feel like you belong and say fuck it, but at the same time, secretly care all along. Because it's caring. Man, it's caring. It's caring, living and caring. That is what makes you strong. Thanks.
Give it up for Malaika Kegode! Stellar stuff. Like I said, more than qualified, right? She knows what she's doing. This is going to be good. Guys, I am going to run down the order of the poets. And what I'll do is before each person, I'll say who is on deck, as in who is up after that person, and then announce the person to come up, all right? So the running order, we'll do one big clap at the end rather than weird claps in between. So it is going to go Louis Alcada, Teddy Bertucci, Tom Bird, Morgan Black, Natalie Jane Clark, Jen Dunn, Taylor Dyson, Michael J., Ellie Marshall, and Mark Richardson. Those are your slammers, guys. We are about to kick off. On deck is Teddy Bertucci, but coming up, the first poet of the evening, Louis Alcada!
Thank you. A gentle breeze caresses our bare skins, timid light of dawn stroking us awake, thick with the scent of lotus and jasmines. This poem is sponsored by Kit Kat. Kit Kat, have a break. Cherry blossoms hide us from the sun, suffusing the canopy of plants. I turn to kiss you, but you are. Do you brush your amygdalas? Our new toothbrush is the only one designed for deep throating for no reason at all. By the same people who make your medication. Gone. I touch the cold asphalt, distractedly, desperately, grasping for some stray shade. Every day, 50,000 babies die on fire in a heart attack, and it's all your fault. Stop smoking glue. Your scent in the wind, your soft. Soft skin in the rough bar. The red of your cheeks is the carnations. Your voice is... Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Song of the Wild Larks. Thank you. I think that poem's really close to my heart, and it's about just the way we're constantly bombarded with marketing and everything we do and how it stops us really enjoying and like really focusing on anything. So something that's really close to my heart, take a break. Take a Kit Kat. Thank you.
Let's look at everybody! We have Tom Bird on deck, but making their way to the stage just now. Give it up for Teddy Bertucci!
Hiya. Let me tell you about my mother's nose. My mother's nose is beautiful. It speaks of merchants, travelers, wayfinders, of intersecting beliefs, prosperity, love, of bonds between cultures, family gathered around a table, around wonderful food, music, dance, alphabet, deep, deep roots. My mother's nose comes from Jezebel, the real one. And Dido, it speaks of survivors, of a hopeful boy who crossed oceans and planted seeds that still grow today. It comes from a queen of the spring and a heart full of love. It speaks of feasts and unbreakable bonds. My mother was told that she should hide her roots and rub her nose to erase her lineage. She believed the story that it's because she's ugly. But the truth is, this came from fear, from others who don't know what love is. So she pushes it upwards to see if she can be something that she's not. And I have inherited the unspoken anger of being made to believe there's no beauty there to behold. That her nose and the color of her skin belong in the bodies of villains, witches, secondary characters. Thank you, Disney, by the way. When I know her true nature, goddess, bodhisattva, my beautiful kin, I wish she could see all the beauty she carries in every single cell just because she's here. All the history of ancestors who thrived, Dido and Jezebel, not the ones portrayed by guys. My mother's nose is much more than a shape and skin. It's art, history, more important than an image in a magazine. She tells me that I'm lucky not to have inherited her nose. But I tell her that I would proudly carry it, that I carry it with me, even if not in the same form. Yo no soy fea, que si fuese fea, fea es mi madre, parecida al sol. I am not ugly. If I were ugly, ugly is my mother and she looks like the sun. It doesn't matter what they have told her or what she continues to hear from the world. My mother's nose and all of her is beautiful in the truest sense of the word. Thank you.
Give it up for Teddy! We have Morgan Black on deck, but making their way to the stage. Give all the love, make all the noise for Tom Bird!
Bedtime, lights out, go to sleep, dream after, next to curtains that billow with muffled laughter. Familiar with my sleep talk and hypnagogic happenings, they know despite being unconscious, I'm far from finished vocalising. Day quiet and just enough to let me cross over to the nocturnal debriefing, the place where we go to sort through the unresolved, to filter the meaning. In translating dreams, you have to try to focus on the feeling, so I focus on the feeling, and the feeling is rage. The feeling is fury. In my dreams, family reach out to me and I scream. People enter my space and I scream, stop crowding, leave me be. Listen, listen, please. Coherent words devolve into primal muttering, guttural call for understanding, unbridled righteous flames lurching through my neural pathways, death by 1,000 cuts. Burned by 1,000,000 misunderstood buts. But that's not what I meant. But that's not what people do. But that's not the way you behave to someone who loves you. But I tried my best to behave naturally through someone else's lenses. I couldn't find comfort or security through failed protectors and contradictory messages. My black and white universe lured into uncertain grey passages. If told, you're safe, you're okay, you're not on fire, I'd believe it. While tending to psychosomatic scorch marks, changing batteries and make-believe security cameras, that's just what I'd do. As a child, as far as I knew, you have to follow rules, and if you tell the truth, then the truth will be told to you. Now, 32, with my closed-eye view, I revisit painful shutdowns with life-dependent curiosity, illuminated by the flickering between hiding tears and wanting to be seen. Cast in truth, I'm still really good at screaming into the ether. Squint hard enough at a crumpled piece of paper, you'll see what you want to see. I folded into myself so many times I lost count of the creases. And each compliment my origami smile received left paper cuts and never healed completely. Wounds that burst open in my recurring dreams. A subconscious collapsed in the quake of the familial scream. An artifact of being a quiet child in survival mode, of being polite about boundaries crossed, then doing whatever I'm told. I scream because I care. It has to go somewhere in my dreams in real life, standing in front of you up here. Fill the air with words and sounds so I don't get sick again. Smother me in bed sheets until I remember I exist in the present where I am loud. I'll wake myself from the fugue. The dream sticks to the cloud of my pillow. The window sighs with a patient glow at the Y's on my puffy face. It knows how to explain trauma and memory to someone like me. Says, don't make any big decisions this morning. Just focus on the feeling. Thank you.
Top man, everybody! We have Natalie Jane Clark on deck, but making their way to the stage. Please make some noise for Morgan Black!
He's been name-checked once already, but I'm going to name-check him again, which is kind of cool. Once upon a time, Billy Bragg and Sir Henry Newbolt had a punch-up in my head, and this was the result. The music's on, but there's nobody home. There's a storm of change blowing through this town. I walk these empty streets alone, as the summer sun comes gently rolling down. See them gathered in the park. I stop outside the gates and have a smoke. The sky overhead is dark. I think they all just missed the joke. Kinks and queens and deviants, please take your seats. Popes and priests and martyrs, tenants of Cato Street. Droogs and dregs and hooligans, let's not forget our sons, out fighting for their country, with footballs, not with guns. When did you last see your father? Was it many years ago? And did he finish up a casualty in Falklands, mud and blood and snow? Now, schoolboys, take a lesson. Start this at page 1. Bleeding hearts need surgery. Now, see how it's done. 'Cause there's a breathless hush in the close tonight. The playing fields glow with a holy light. Church clock stopped at 9:15. End of these innings. End of the line. And England's daydreaming. When will she wake up from another storm and a royal wedding teacup? So tell me a story, tell me a lie, some tale of glory and a reason to die in memoriam. Thank you.
Guys, we have Jen Dunn on deck, but making their way to the stage. Give all of that love to Natalie Jane Clark.
My current obsession is local folk museums. The smaller and weirder, the better. Beige dust frames covered in rust that's older than I am. Headlines proclaiming the mundane, name shaming the locals, trinkets which were once part of dearly held sets. I like to play the game, spot the woman's name. Women make up less than 0.5% of recorded history. Today, I'm in Montrose, which boasts 2 rooms downstairs and a whole room upstairs, but only a single exhibit that mentions the existence of women. Over at the desk, a woman is poring over a very old book, Arbroath Bailey Court Records, 1553 to 1576, which would sound so fucking boring, except I am so fucking fascinated. If it weren't for women committing crimes or having crimes committed against them, this 0.5% of representation would be even closer to 0. I ask her, are there many women's names? Every now and then, a woman's name does play across the page. Well, sort of. We have wife of, widow of, relict of, daughter of, sister of, never their actual name. Let's go back to the term relict for a second. One becomes a relic when one no longer has a husband, now an old artifact, out of use or fashion, functionless. She kept saying, of course, the women couldn't speak for themselves. In the glass cabinet to our right, stare down 2 black metal masks, the only exhibit that mentions the existence of women. According to the plaques, these black metal masks were placed over women's faces to cover their heads as they were dragged and paraded through the streets if accused of committing one of 2 crimes, being a witch or being a nagging wife. I said, I don't understand. What do you mean the women couldn't speak for themselves? She said, we don't know if they were allowed inside court or kept outside, but either way, they were not allowed to speak a word, unlike men who were accused, who could at least try to defend themselves. Brothers, fathers, husbands were appointed on behalf of these women. And if they had it out for you, or you had none, you were shit out of luck. At the same time, we both look into the cabinet to our right, with the masks and their mouths open and screaming for help, and back into each other's eyes, the same thing on our minds. What if we were born in a different place or in a different time? Thank you.
Natalie J. Clark, everybody! We have Taylor Dyson on deck, but I want you to go absolutely wild for Jen Dunn!
Hello. So this is called 30. Is it so bad, this place inside my head, where too much dread of tainted risk and stubborn wish congeal and coil, enrich the soil of so much acidic introspection? And what can grow there? Sheaves of guilt at being in my 30s, and not a proper mum who loves these home-baking, home-making times. But all the glitter does not shine, and all these tattered words are mine, and all that selfishness, sublime. Don't make me small inside, but stop the slide of muttering mums. Don't let them decide what should be my shape. I was a surgeon. I thought I had a way in to a bigger place inside. I'd stitch, curate, no place to hide, hoping it would be the fix to all the bits of me that didn't fit into your frame. But it was worse. No measly verse could plumb the depths of all the shed dead leaves of expectation. Of a different kind of mould. It took a hold. I wasn't bold enough, strong enough, tough enough to stem the rush of hemorrhaging life, running thick and red from my trembling surgeon's knife. And now I'm just a trembling wife, trying to fashion bits of me that feel real. Jesus, be the steadier hand, by wounds heal this dried out dream drought land, and reap reality I couldn't stand to hold here. This bad, sad head of mine is crowned in gold, fear, the unexamined strife. These 30 years of mad, glad life, Thank you.
Give it up for Jen Dunn! We have Michael J on deck, but making their way to the stage. Please put your hands together for Taylor Dyson!
Woman in conversation. Wandering around Douglas, overhearing, understanding, women yapping. Heeds out the windy screaming, the barons nae listening, playing, staying. Pits me in mind of my childhood, nae listening, playing, staying. Pits me in mind of now, nae listening, playing, staying. Woman with her hoop earrings, pink lippy, blue hoodie. Ken what F had it with that man. Ne'er here, nae help, dana a mysel. The barons dinna hae a feather, just another mister, nae figure. Woman, helping each other like yon suffragettes, mill workers, jam makers, socialists, hairdressers and drivers. Woman, with her puffa jackets at the bus station, cared and hon, going up to Arbroath for some relaxation. Ken what that Marie is doing my head in. I've got 100 problems and my heart stopped working. She's I was wanting more and I can't be doing. The barons didn't hae a feather, so I'm there day out, bending them clays, cooking them tea to nae resolution. Woman, in the shop yattering, talking about that other yin that took a battering, that other yin nattering, canna handle the state she's in. I was wanting a can of spam and a sack of tatties, maybe a can of peas just so they get a bit of veg. He only eats spam and tatties or ham and crisps, bacon and a polony roll. The barons didn't really get their fev a day according to yon teacher. Bananas or apples, but apples are a bit dearer. I'm feared for their health, but he doesn't bother. I'll just tack the ham, spam, crisps, bacon, rolls, polony, a punnet of strawberries and a bunch of bananas. Strawberries. Mind the time when I went to yon berries, back of the bus singing all them songs. I wonder where they all came from. I've never really wondered. I might leave the berries though, I've no got hunters. Woman, reminiscing, boot the berries, boot the tatties, making mince o'er the stove, baking scones, singing songs about mountains and mothers and trees, laughing about the times when they went to the dancing, back in the days when there was nae drinking, but their man still managed to tack a bottle of grouse every single night, and they might have been dancing, but was with a fag hanging out their jaw. Judging our jints, judging our binging, judging our quick fix of sex, but they were married at 16, baby at 17, divorced at 18. At least we're still committing. At least we're still dancing, working, helping, leaders of the country, leaders in hospitals, but we're all still mums or nuns. Women, yapping in the toilet of a pub, in the smoking area of a club, same at the time after all these years, same conversations, but men, but the barons, but politics, but makeup, but art, but football. I do hate being a woman, if I really think about it. But on the other hand, I think I'd hate to be a man. I can be sexual, emotional, valuable. I can be beautiful, powerful, vulnerable. I can be what I want. We're in our limitations, mind you. But I love being a woman. I love the conversation, going wherever I want when I go to the train station, smoking for the realisation, drinking for the relaxation, and if I really think about it, I'm allowed free contraception. So I'll tack the historic rhetoric, and I'll tack the nostalgic, and I'll tack for it whatever I please. I'm a brand new Scottish woman. Weighing my limitations. Thanks.
Yeah. Taylor Dyson, everybody! On deck, we have Ellie Marshall, but coming up now, please put your hands together and make some noise for Michael J!
So we content warning with this. It features talk of an abusive relationship. Sorry to depress you all, this is Heart Attack. I start to write. As the snow falls on my lashes, my hands shaking and my lips blue, I write the same shitty love poems again and again and again. And suddenly, you're beside me, blowing smoke rings in the air, pushing her daughter in her stroller. She's shivering and wailing, her cheeks scarlet and her face wet. I try to stand, but you shove me back down. You hand me the lit cigarette in your mouth and sit. My teeth start to chatter and grit. The cold January snow has just gotten colder. You have gotten colder. You place your hand on my shoulder and sharply demand, hand it over. I'm suddenly on edge as I inhale and exhale, deep breath in and out, again and again. Inhale the hope, exhale the fear, inhale the hope, exhale the fear. Try to look away, but it's too late as I watch you tear my poems to shreds, tear my hope to shreds. my life to shreds, our loves to shreds. I hear our child screaming in her pram. It goes through me like a dentist drill. She's so scared. I'm so scared. I shudder with each rip and tear. But this snow can't compare to the coldness of your words, the coldness of your heart, the coldness of your actions to me. Warm heart beating in a broken body, bruises shining like purple pansies, eyes bright with fear and a racing mind about to go on overdrive and never fully able to shut down. But it never used to be like this. It used to be good. We used to smile, cuddle, kiss, fuck, live, laugh, love. But that's behind both of us. The lit cigarette in my mouth has more spark than we currently do. It's fiery like your temper, but can't seem to warm you to love me enough like you did before. I hold on to hope and childish dreams that you're my princess and I've rescued you. But realistically, I'm your prisoner trapped in this fucked up relationship and you hold the key. What happens to our child if I leave? What happens to me if I leave? What happens to you if I leave? This love burns me more, and I can't help but take control. The marks on my body show I was never able to go. You wouldn't let me go. You'll never let me go. I can't let go. I won't go. But no matter how many love poems I write, the sad songs in the charts I can't help but hear, all those fucking Shakespeare sonnets I read, the cheesy rom-coms looping on repeat, the late night calls for hours on ends, the ticking time bombs we armed, the messages of hope on my social media, the moments we lovingly shared, the gifts we gave, the steamy, passionate love we made, the holes we dug, the child we created, the future we had. The ongoing fights during those long dark nights, the lying, the cheating, and even the beatings, the crying, the begging, the threatening, the ending, and though you may want it so bad, you can't bring me back. You were my heart attack. Thank you.
We are down to our final two poets. Mark Richardson is going to be finishing the round, but our penultimate poet making their way to the stage. Please go wild for Ellie Marshall!
Not that tall either. There we go. Anxiety clambers all around me as if wolves are attacking me. Like I can't breathe. I've hoped for a while that it would leave. As I think I've lost my mind, I think of all the things that I've done wrong, everything I've been through, how I could have changed the past. I wonder each night how long this will even last. Everybody says there's something wrong with me. I feel like nobody would just leave me be of the demons of my past, like the thoughts that just run fast. Am I just overreacting? People keep telling me that I need to be sane. I need to distract. Breathe. What happened, happened. What happened just happened. You have to get over it. But I feel misunderstood. Is this really my adulthood? Dwelling on the future, crying about the past as if what is just going to happen, it will not change what happened last. I can't just avoid the trauma, even if it is where he made me his. You know, I get told the world is not about to end. I just need to take a chill pill. But how can I take a chill pill when I feel like the whole world is against me and like nothing is going my way? Breathe. Breathe. Everything will get better. You have to get through the endless nights, all the never-ending fights, and the days that just don't seem right when everything just hits you with all its might. Breathe. You're not a burden. You're not a burden. I know it might be difficult to comprehend my tension, though I figured it'd be best to mention. Sometimes the world just seems grim, like it's just hard to swim. The demons were here, occasionally just out of view, happy with the knowledge that I am just so close to losing this fight. Breathe. Breathe. You've got everybody supporting you. You've got everybody supporting you. Your boyfriend, your friends, even, you know, your new workmates that you've just got. It's okay. Just Ellie, stop. The nightmares might be disastrous. knocking over the life that you're trying to live and build. It's just worth going for a dive. I am scared to ask for help. Maybe it's going to give me a bit of a scalp. So when someone else feels like their pain is never ending and cannot breathe, just don't tell them to calm it. It's easy just to give up, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put my makeup on and put a front like I always do, because just like 13, it's all I ever knew. Breathe. Just pull through. Because I recognize now that I'm more than just my anxiety, and one day I hope to be free of this fucking entirely. But until then, I will just continue to whisper to myself, I am strong, I am brave, I am creative and courageous, I can pull through this, I am more than just my anxiety. Thank you.
Ellie Marshall! We have reached our final poet in this round. Please give all the love and welcome to the stage, Mark Richardson!
Hello. So I like to write about local issues, so I've written a poem about drug addiction. This is called The Rabbit and the Hare. It's about two drug addicts like trying to get off it. One wants to stay on it, one wants to go off it. So it's wrote in this street language of Dundee. The Rabbit and the Hare. Did you hear about the rabbit and the hare that just didn't care? The rabbit had a habit and the hare took even more. Huffy and Crabbit was his hare and his rabbit. Any money they would grab it, any enemy they would stab it. Addicted to meth, crystal and crack. Just for breakfast they banged up on smack. Skinny, pale, we bark at stubby tails. Pure yellow buck teeth, they were destined to fail. But one day the rabbit says, I want to get clean. I'm fucking sick of this life. Do you ken what I mean? What? You want to get clean? Escape through the scene? Your head's in the clouds? You're in a fucking dream? Nah, I'm fucking no. I'm raring to go. I want to get a bird. I'm going to run the show. Fuck you. You couldn't run a mile. You can't even smile. Your breath is pure rotten like a croc for the Nile. Your ears are chewed. Your spirit's subdued. 20 years of drugs you've used and abused. Nah, but mate, it's never too late. We could be something great. Me and you together controlling their fate. Alright then, I'll take a fucking chance. Our lives will enhance. We could even start anew and hop over to France. It was a wonderful idea. Their future was clear. No time to worry, no time to fear. But half an hour later, they were back on the gear. Their life's a confliction of hope and addiction. Pure starting out the chemist with their methadone prescription. The fucking walking dead. Out their fucking head. Wasting their lives, no more need be said. But the next day screamed, this is it, I'm sick of this shit. We're pure rotten and starting, our life's forgotten, chasing our hit. There's merit my life. I want to find a wife. I need to explain. I'm going to take a knife to my fucking vein. We're going cold turkey, get this shit out our brain. So for 5 nights and 5 days, they never parted ways. Both them together in the withdrawed fucking days. We a shiver and a quiver. Fucking jaundiced for their livers. Tear shit and piss. No a second was bliss. Surely this shit is a devil's fucking kiss. Then the 6th day, they sensed hope, a loosening of the rope, a sigh and a cry, they were free for the dope. But how long will it last? 'Cause a spell has been cast. So will they fight for a bright future or resort to their past? The Rabbit and the Hare. Thank you.
Show some love to Mark Richardson! Guys, that is the first round of the Loud Poet Slam East Heat. Can we get a big round of applause for all of our lovely slammers? Moments like this, I am very grateful to be a host rather than a judge. Guys, it is going to take a little bit of time to do the math, so our 3 judges are going to be getting their scores, totting them up, and what will happen is we will go from 10 down to 6. So when we come back, we're going to take a little sort of 15, 20-minute break. When we come back, we will find out who the 6 poets are. We will have an amazing feature set from our Sacrificial Poet. We will have music, poetry, all of that wonderful stuff. We will see you in the second half. Hello, and welcome to the second half! I hope you all had a lovely break. I hope you all got a drink. Did everyone get a beverage? Some more than others. Good. Hey, thank you for returning. Hey, I am not going to waffle on too much because the poets will lynch me. They are desperate to know who is through. Hey, and I have the results. So what we are going to do is I am going to read out the 6 poets that have made it through to the second round, and then we are going to give them a couple minutes to collect themselves, because we will have a wonderful feature set from our Sacrificial Poet, the amazing Malaika Kegode. So, the 6 poets going through, and they will be performing in this order, and we'll do one big clap at the end again to not make it weird, okay? So the 6 poets in this order in the second round will be Mark Richardson. One clap at the end. Oh, don't make me get Bex. I will get Bex. Michael Richardson, Michael J. Taylor Dyson, Natalie Jane Clark, Tom Bird, and Terry Bertucci. I like that Dundee was polite at the start for Malaika, and then you just had a chance to get a beer at the bar, and now it's fucking, yeah, fuck your instructions, Kev. Good. No. Those are your 6 poets. I always need to reiterate, amazing job by all the slammers in the first round. Can we get a big round of applause for all of the slammers? I was speaking to Bex during the half, and they were pointing out just how tight the scoring was, and it is always the way with poetry slams. There are fractions of points in it. If there was a different running order, different judges, different evening, it would all change about. So yeah, please, poets who did not get through to the second round, do not be disheartened. You were all incredible. I was blown away. So thank you so much to the poets from the first round and poets in the second round. Compose yourself. While they are doing that, can I just introduce to the stage, you might have seen him clicking his little camera, the multi-talented Mr. Jack Hinks! Woo! Who, as well as being a wonderful photographer, is going to be giving us a musical accompaniment. So in the third round, I know we're just in the second one, but project ahead. In the third round, Jack is going to be Jack is going to be doing musical accompaniment for all of the poets in the third round. And so we thought to give him a bit of a taste to that, we would bring Jack up now to be part of the feature set. You saw them kick off the show. I know you're going to be blown away. Please give all the love to Malaika Kegode!
Yes, give me all of your love. That was good. That was such a great first half of the slam. My brain, I don't know about you guys, but my brain is so full of words that I'm kind of a bit overwhelmed. Congratulations, those of you who got through. If you didn't, whatever. Because, I'll tell you something. I wrote that poem I did at the beginning. I won my first slam doing that poem. I've not won a slam since. And I'm 10 years deep, and I'm a full-time, this is my life. So, slams are fun, but don't feel shit if you don't get through, because it's literally depends on the wind. Yeah. How are we doing? Oh. Were you being? I feel like you're being so polite to me. Is it because I'm English and you think that I may be quite posh? Yeah, is that why?
Don't fight enough.
Very jumpy. Cool. I'm going to do a poem which I actually wrote as a commission for these guys. These guys do a thing called Return to Form. Yep. And they tasked me with writing a list poem, which is literally exactly what it sounds like. And I decided to do a poem called Places I Have Felt Safe. So that's this. Jack, you can actually play guitar to this. Yeah. It's places, safety, danger, safety. Yeah?
That's still technically 3, so well done.
Yeah, smart, you see. I'm thinking about these things. Places I have felt safe. My bedroom, after we painted it the shade of purple my mum worried would be too dark. Too depressing. A shade of purple that soaked up the night. Autumn evenings, when it's dark by 7 and everyone complains about how short the days are. In the solemnity of Leonard Cohen's voice when he sings famous Blue Raincoat. in playing it on repeat after a difficult day. Lost in Bluebell Woods with Gertie, her eyes and ribcage shimmering under dappled light. The year 2009. Liam's little box room in Exeter, the last time I saw him. In the dark blue light of a midnight megabus, the M10 from London to Bristol, legs stretched across the back seat, thick coat as a blanket, sober and sleepy, with someone to wake me up at the other end. Flat 4, 79 Embankment Road, 533 Gloucester Road, Redland Road. In my mum's old car, we called her Peaches, rickety and damp with leopard print seats who grew flowers from her hubcaps. My childhood bed, the one from IKEA with a blue frame, the bed I'd stuck rabbit stickers on, laid under to count the slats, safe until suddenly it wasn't. In a wine bottle, a locked bathroom at a house party, in a room that has since turned to dust. Sitting in a circle with 5 particular people whose company made me feel like myself, not in a flamboyant, Instagrammable sense, but with a quietness that helps me get to sleep even after the circle has split. In a warehouse in Birmingham, dancing to Stand on the Word on a makeshift dance floor with people I haven't seen since. Some I will never see again. Some that I hope to see soon. Any kitchen I've drunkenly eaten toast in. Every single beach I've ever stood on, even when I've been in tears watching the tugging tide. A stranger's freezing mobile home in Manchester, drinking wine from mugs paired with Maryland cookies. The massive bathroom in the cobwebs late at night, reenacting an entire musical theatre review in the mirror, headphones in, reclaiming a home that used to be mine. In stillness, in life, under so many duvets, with lights low, another body beside me as we both wheeze, hysterical laughter from the barrel of our stomachs, feeling wrung out, forgetting what was so funny in the first place. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I went to Beirut next door, not Beirut the place, but Beirut the cafe. I had some chicken shawarma, and I'm like so sleepy now. I was like, oh yeah, some food, that'll energize me. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, whew, warm. It's tasty though. Anyone been? It's banging, innit? Whoa. If you haven't been, go after this. Will it be closed? When does it close? Go now. No, don't. Cool. My next poem is called Gays on TV. I wrote this for I made like a short poetry film with my sister about millennial queerness. Have we got any millennials in? So, okay, good. You're going to know the references because I did this poem a few weeks ago, and it was all young people, and they were like, "Have no idea what you're talking about." It's a short film about queer millennial culture, this kind of was inspired by the fact that so much of my sort of queer education was through TV, through a lot of really terrible TV shows, but TV shows that I just loved. And when Paul O'Grady died a few weeks ago, it really hit me hard because those people on TV formed the basis of so much of my sense of humor and personality and who I am. This is for him and for all you millennial queers out there. I love you guys. Music-wise, this is camp, silly, angry, fun. Yeah?
Let's do it.
I used to love the gays on TV, like another species. Caustic, catty characters always talking about cocks, cruising, courting controversy, all arched eyebrows and sparkly suits, making Richard and Judy double over in hysterics on their sofa. So cheeky and cool, almost alien, as if they'd been cut out of a Dr. Seuss picture book and pasted into Home and Gardens magazine. At first, I didn't really know that they were gay, just that they were different, special, kind of superhuman in how they held themselves. And I always pitied the straight people who tried to bounce off their jokes, who, despite their confidence, were never anywhere near as funny. But always men. White men. Catty men. Freaky men. Sexless men. But sexy men. The same few men. I loved those men. But it was always men. It took a while to see gay women. Lesbians. A dirty word, pornographic almost. Lesbians. Short hair, humorless, like something had gone wrong. Or fantasies. Short skirts and rain-drenched kisses that made me feel weird. Bisexuality felt like a cop-out. A stepping stone, a punchline, a way to pass the censors, not really real, just euphemism for gay or synonym for greed. I used to watch Sugar Rush with the volume turned down, felt my stomach wring itself out, cheeks flush in recognition of feeling. 2006 was all teenhelp.org discussion forums and a fear of toothbrush masturbation. Like, what? I know now that this show might be problematic or wrong or written by a TERF, unfortunately, but the boldness, its shivery, sugary sheen meant a lot to me then and since. And now, it feels good. Strange to see queer people just being people on TV. To be able to watch without the volume turned down. To see black men's tenderness, bisexuality to be more than just transience. It isn't perfect. There are still those who are smudged outlines. Still mistakes being made, thick ink being spilled on the fine threads of progress. There is still a lot of shit TV. Still people insistent on taking the things that are ours, repurposing, posing, taking the words that kept people safe, meant we belonged, and throwing copyrights and trademarks onto depths they could never understand. Nah, it's not perfect. But at least it isn't hidden. Thanks so much. When I'm in Bristol, I collaborate with a band called Jacobol. They're amazing, wonderful, beautiful people. And it's like 5 people, and they're not here, obviously. So Jack's going to do the job of 5 people, because I usually perform this with a massive prog rock band. But we can do it. I reckon we can do it. This is called Blue Mountains, and it's about a lesson that I keep learning again and again and again, and I think and hope I will continue to learn right up until the day I die, which is hopefully a long, long way away. And it is that the happy things in our lives deserve just as much like weight and care as the sad things. Sometimes as artists, not just artists, I think many of us, we take the sad things and like put a halo in them and like wrap them around. It's like, this is why I am the way I am, but it's the happy things as well that form us just as much. Yeah, I had a really horrible year in 2018 where I lost lots of people in a short space of time, which is kind of happening again this year. So it's kind of nice to come back to this poem, to give it some love, and myself some love, and all of us. We all need some love. We all need a big cuddle. This is Blue Mountains. You heard this one yesterday. It was the first one I did. So yeah, just do whatever feels right. There's a crack in the sky where the words trickle out and fall into people's lives with them unaware. a ripple of blue nag chamber smoke, your girlfriend's dirty fingernails. Words like tiny changeling seeds, forming roots between the weeds, making those moments we remember, like your dad's birthday, 2009, the first one since his death, where we drank fortified wine and listened to every mixtape that he left behind. Making those moments like when the clouds don't taint a midnight sky, it's cold and clear and blue. Or clouds in abundance mask the daylight, present a stark white canvas you can paint a day on. I've always wanted to paint the sky, when it's masked white and willing for stories. Perhaps one day I will reach up just high enough to wind the words around my fingers and create something real, create something true, and dash it across the sky, dash it across the blue. I'd write myself a love song and remove every pronoun, every speck of my existence, and give it as a gift to myself. When I am ready, I'd paint us all upside down. I'd relish the tragedies that brought us to this place. Every bad night that kissed us to sleep. Every moon that came too soon. Every sun that came too late. All these things float in the air. Can you see them? I think we are both changing, both losing and gaining. We're filling up with words until they spill out onto the pavement that used to be mud, that used to be grass, that used to be home, used to be you, used to be us, used to be true, but that word has changed too. And my mouth can't contain it. Truth is a dusty bookshelf and everything hidden behind it. And who are you now with your suited disguise? Who am I now with my button-down alibis? I think maybe I am mythologizing this, mythologizing you now that you are gone, now that you are as airborne as every other thing we lost on our journeys home. So I'll settle myself into stillness. I'll look for that crack in the sky where the words trickle out. Watch for where they land. And I'll try to make something good out of them. For once, I'll try to make something good. Thank you so much. I'm going to end on this one, a little twinkly one, because it's emotion doing this stuff, and I like to finish on this one because it reminds me that I'm fine and lets you guys know that I'm fine, which is something that I encourage any performers who are new to this. It's good to, when you're doing sets, land with something that's going to make you feel good afterwards, and the audience will be like, okay, yeah, I don't have to worry about the person getting home. Sweet, yeah, twinkly nighttime vibes. Good luck. Oh shit, good luck. Oh my god, you're all sat there like, oh wow, she's so wise. And then I do that. Yeah, good luck in the second half. It's really fucking hard to judge you guys. I hate it. But it's got to be done. Let's go. I feel safest when walking alone at night. I like it when the slices of a city start to make sense, when your body begins to belong to the tune of footsteps on pavement, when you change without realizing. It's good to change. I never felt safe before. I felt I might rip through myself, as though the things I thought and felt but never said were filling an overflowing vat which would corrode or burst, and all of me would come rushing out. I had a lover who died from too much of himself. I had a friend who died from not enough. I'm a person I never thought I'd be, and that person is quiet, tired, but but tough. I found a home in a city outside of me. I found a home in a silence within. I have a song that I will never learn to sing. It's okay. I'll just keep on walking. Thank you.
Malaika Kegode! Can we also get some love in the room for Mr. Jack Hinks? Enough applause for you, Jack. Back down you go. Hey, wonderful stuff. Absolutely amazing work from Malaika. And that is how it works with music, guys. Just, do that. There'll be no worries. You will be A-okay. But that is for the third round when we are going to see more of Jack. For now, we are in to the second round. Our 6 second round poets ready to take to the stage. Just to run over those again, I will just reiterate. We have Mark Richardson, Michael J., Taylor Dyson, Natalie Jane Clark, Tom Bird, and Teddy Bertucci. Cool. Guys, are you ready for the second round? You need to give all the love to the poets, support them through this. I know they are all shitting it. Please put that energy out into the room and welcome to the stage, Mark Richardson!
Hello again. This poem's called New Year, Same Me. It was originally called New Year, New Me, but fuck all changes. So it's a poem of self-doubt and procrastination, just a few other things. So some of it's lies, some's true, because poets tell a lot of lies. So anyway, here we go. New Year, Same Me. 2023 was going to be my year. I could just feel it. I'm going to crack it. Crack fucking what exactly? The only thing that's going to crack is my fragile, fucked up mind as I stare blankly into the abyss of my tortured, fucked up soul. Searching for answers as I find myself in another black hole. Unachieved goals leave me seething in my own fucking incompetence. Man, I thought I'd be on a roll. I didn't mean like a roll like a fucking bacon roll. I just mean a roll. Lying staring at the ceiling, reeling, what I'm feeling that's no really bad, but it's no really good. It's like a blanket's come down fucking covered, smothered my mood. Left us feeling misunderstood in a world full of achievers. Always been a strong believer that you make your own world spin. Social media paints a very nice picture hiding fucked up thoughts within, combined with a worldly grin. Got people fooled, now the rot's set in. I could feel it edging closer to my peace of mind. A place that was once safe, now it's littered with debris of a malicious kind. Self-doubt is a killer of achievement, like the bereavement of one of my kin. Something that's nasty needs stamped out. So yeah, 2023, let's kick this fucker in. But scattered dreams picked apart at the seams. Something that seemed so possible is now deemed mission impossible. My subconscious mind unravels, travels, find myself pacing back and forth, thoughts racing at 100 mile an hour. Something so sweet turned sour, a stagnant pool of water was once so fresh. I guess I'm like the fucking worst enemy of myself. Always say I'll get my shit in order, but man, border on self-destruct. Can I be fucked? Scared of what my future will hold. Try to live in the present, but if the truth be told, I'm drawn back to the past. My memory holds vast memories so cold as my thoughts unfold onto paper. Ah man, what the fuck am I worrying about? Plenty of time. Sort of this shit out later. Thank you.
Keep that applause rolling. Keep building it up as we welcome back to the stage the magnificent Michael J.
I was not expecting this. Home for the Homeless, which is again based on a true story. I lived in a homeless unit and it saved me. Not something you hear every day. Not something you hear at all. That somehow my experience wasn't so bad and maybe I'm now glad that it helped lift me up instead of bringing me down. Stigma surrounds units like a bad smell. Places for the shunned, spurned, the apparently unwanted ones, like me. The media blasts us to make us look bad with words like junkie and dirty, attention-seeking and alky. Is that really how you view me? Being seen as lazy and deadbeat when all I wanted was to be saved from the street. So why doesn't the press put that in their next trending tweet? Still classed as a kid, 19 years old, with no idea what the future could hold, and it wasn't my fault before you think to scold or judge. Majority in there are the same. No fault of their own, that they don't have a home, and I want to make it known. Thank you. Wellbeing for Young People, Queen's Cross Housing, Glasgow. For giving me the support you had, being there for me when the world made me sad, and showing me life isn't so bad. The media would argue and protest that the staff never care, and they just abandon and leave you there because life just isn't fair. Living there didn't feel like a prison, a burden, a mistake, a punishment. It felt like home. I felt wanted. I felt supported. I could move on, and I have moved on. What could have ruined my life saved my life. And I want to break any stigma surrounding the supposed hellhole of units. I'm not saying it's all good times, but I'm not saying it's all bad times. I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, but please stop your catty remarks. The assumptions don't need to be so dark. I moved out years ago. However, the staff still want to know, and it just goes to show that they still care, even when you go. So, when you hear the words homeless units, please don't judge and assume, because it's not always doom and gloom, and you can tell that to your local newsroom. Thank you.
And please help me welcome back to the stage, Taylor Dyson!
This is called Angry Poem. Everyone's fucking angry, clanging their pots, right-wing biased billionaire media try to stop us focusing on people dying, wars ravaging, they're ripping apart communities and families systematically. And we sit, clanging our pots, no kenning what they what. We're fucking raging. Raging enough to start a revolt, but we don't. We sit and we clip and we fight and we argue and tear each other to shreds, then get into our comfy beds, ready for it again tomorrow. What's the point? We fight between ourselves while the billionaires get on with their affairs, laughing for their banks and their studios, tacking the piss, and tacking everything they can. Tack oil, tack land, tack lives, tack our strife, mack it into multi-million movies, played by privileged pricks turning tricks to win Oscars for mere pricks, watching us lick it up. I'm sorry. Nae humanity, nae empathy, shame. It's a shame, because we could have done so much. We could have fixed things time after time we begged for fixing. Could have fixed the fucking planet burning, people dying at the hands of the elite. Elite chuckle as we sit out on the streets, worried about pub and baccy, worrying, depressed. We all are repressed. Mental health, sexuality, gender equality, oppressed by the states of the world we're governed in, aren't we? I can see it. Fucking open your eyes. Party politics is a disguise. Since we all had the right to vote, they found new ways to make us oppressed, make us fight. We fight for our lives, then we fight life for life, fight for our rights when there's no rights there. When will we be free? And when will there be equality? More blaming, immigrants, refugees, benefit thieves, hard-working people scammed out of hard-earned minimum wages. Believe it, blame everyone below your station. You can't handle your station, especially at the polling station. Can't handle that you're poor and you'll die poor. Your silver shiny things and cars won't change how you're seen by the elite. But what can we do? If we just stopped fighting, we can put the world to rights. We could cut the bullshit. At my wit's end, I hit block and pretend I didn't ken that far right, friend. That's my deed for today. Thanks.
Taylor Dyson, everybody! Please keep that love in the room. Keep the energy going as we welcome back to the stage, Natalie Jane Clark!
The end is nigh! So it's high time to lie the fuck down. Make some art and shag. Allow yourself to blossom into a hairy old hag. I'm not going to say you should appreciate the little things, But also, before it all goes to absolute apocalyptic shit, treasure your hot water bottle. Hold it to your belly as you watch the same telly you did last year and 10 years ago. Don't think it's lame or a waste of time. Comfort can't be measured. Heating bills tripled in the last 2 years. What did you think would happen when profit and competition is prioritised over a sensible transition to renewables because of our pernicious, pitiless, poly-fucking-ticians? Savour your hot chockies, being able to pop to the wee shoppy for a bar of crunch or a bag of Vimto Millions, or whatever your heart desires at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night, wearing flip-flops and tracky bottom pyjamas. These sweet treats will be just a dream when we're being arrested on the streets for peacefully protesting even the simplest of civil rights. Caress the baby plum tomatoes and the bell peppers and the avocados in Asda. Caress the coffee jars, stroke the smoked sausages, make out with their crustless pesto and mozzarella quiche. Mind, one day those HGVs will stop coming, stop humming. Mind, we're only ever 3 days away from slumming it with nae bog roll. Worship your wellies, your waterproofs, your walls, your roofs. Houses going for 20, 40, 60k over asking. Your island, town, village laying barren for half the year. So some folk can get a wee holly bob or make a few bob building their investment portfolio. Cherish ice, cool, clean water. Hold your head deep in Scottish springs. Before the resplendent becomes radioactive, rivers become sludge, sewage poured forth from the very heart of these corporations, these billionaires and their trips to space, whose carbon footprint equal that of whole countries. Whilst we Google how to save water, save packaging, save energy, save lives, save ourselves, call your mother! Write to your grandmother. Message your friends more than just your whinges and wins. Share your affection freely before we're all reduced to hoarding and murdering in the Tories' Hunger Games, televised live on the BBC. Thank you.
Yeah. I need a Make Art and Shag t-shirt. That's excellent. But there will be time for that later. For now, we welcome back to the stage, Tom Pye!
Wow. I look around this room and there's so many of you worth talking to. At least 4 in my view, bathed in flattering lighting, stylish, tall, strong, and slightly aged, but I'm sure all the pieces fit. Hey. I want to push my body up against you a bit. Tickle your cool complexion with my eyelashes, change the temperature of my cheeks with a bashful caress. Always find you when I enter an unfamiliar place in a flurry. Glancing my every angle, did you catch my good side? It's every side. So tell the wallpaper to call me later, ask the skirting board to start flirting. I have a meltdown building and my head needs you, baby. You are a certified wilf. A wall I'd like to face plant into. Let me plant a greasy path of tears and sweat from between my follicle beds onto your cool, unwavering texture. Lunge willingly, body follows after. Room, I'm glad I met ya. And I tell you something else, I just know if this escalates, when it escalates, I bet you got a dark and sexy corner waiting for me. Pull me into your crevice, one moist wall on either side. Oh lordy, goosebumps inflate my starfish digits reaching. Aren't I spoilt for choice? The house spiders know to vacate the area. Things are gonna get messy. When your right angle gently restrains my arms, makes my head bang in radius minimal, you don't even need to talk, and I'll be on my knees. Squeezed between the unchanged and the always been there, looking like a creepy ghost kid on a found footage movie screen. Flushed face now, bearing a beaming grin. Stain of drool webbed between the cracks in our faces glistening. Guess we are both load-bearing in a way, aren't we? Autistic transhuman sought compatible inanimate surface for future long-term on-call no-strings situation. Must be open to eventual atom rearrangement so I can melt into the plaster and maybe invite the floor too for an orgy of sensory regulation after. Honestly, objectophilia is not my bag. I just find autism solutions in the structure of our shared living rooms. Euphorically glad and honoured to be held in place until the flailing stops, frenzy complete, and I pick myself up from my irregular heartbeat. I just have to know when to quit this gravitational pull before the thunder breaks out my skull and echoes back at me from you. I'm maybe masochistic, but I don't need round two. You've done what I needed you to do, and I don't want you to feel used. So I plant a kiss where there's a warm patch, dance words with my nose. Room, keep a wall cold for me. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you soon.
There's a thing you do because you don't know the names of anyone's poems. When you go to a poetry night and you're chatting to your mates after, you're like, "Oh, what was your favorite thing?" And you kind of describe the poem. I can't wait for someone to leave and someone upstairs to hear someone go, "What was your favorite poem?" "Oh, it was the Horny Wall poem." Okay. Guys, we have one final poet in the second round. Please give them all your love and welcome back to the stage, Teddy Bertucci!
Thank you. Oh. There it is. This is a poem for those people who talk about dieting while you're eating. Aren't you tired, though, of hating the foods you put in your body, of gossiping about them as if they weren't there, of swallowing them without a thought? Aren't you tired, though, of tainting them with your talk of diets and Monday starts and junk food? I smell the food in front of me. My mouth starts salivating, my nose becomes awakened, and I feel the anticipation of that first bite, and crunchy and salty and salty and tangy and soft, a mix of liquid and solid consistencies, flavors that blend together in an explosion of ecstasy. I have to cut carbs, you say. And I feel I have mud in my mouth. My pleasure has left all my senses, and I wonder if I should cut them too. Aren't you tired, though, of hating something made of molecules, the same molecules that will go back to the earth, to other beings, to yourself? The same ones that were in your mother's egg, in her DNA, in the primal soup, and suddenly we're in this fractal structure, and the carrot is me, and I am the pizza. And, we blend together and explode in pleasure, and I don't know where the earth, sun, rain, and food end, and I begin. I've lost a couple of stones, you say. And I am back from nirvana, wondering if I should reduce myself to nothing just to be loved. But I want to be loved expansive, like the universe, and with breasts like mountains, and my belly alive and breathing and filling up, and my body this sacred, sacred river, a tribute to nature and elements that were in others and elements that will exist long after I'm gone. How beautiful is it that I am made of the foods I'm eating, and how awful is it that when I talk shit about them, I talk shit about myself. But there's no wrong here, just life, a collection of flavors and infinite delights. Can't you see? Can't you see how miraculous we are? How incredibly sacred we are. I won't have pudding. I have to watch my weight, you say. Aren't you tired, though? Thank you.
Teddy Bertucci! And now everyone is double gutted that Beirut is closed. Sad times. I got shawarma earlier. Fuck you guys. Great hosting skills, Kev. Tell the audience to go fuck themselves. They teach you that in Performance 101. No, guys, that is the end of the second round. What an absolutely stellar lineup of poets. Can we get a big round of applause for all of our second round slammers? It's the pain of slams as the judges become progressively angrier at me for making them do this. It's a really difficult thing to do. I've been saying this at all the slams. I've been blown away by just like the caliber of slammers that we are running into. There's a whole array of voices that I haven't heard or I've only seen once or twice that are absolutely smashing it. And it's been wonderful being able to kind of go around and kind of check in on all these spoken word nights around the country and see the amazing talent they're putting forward. So it is amazing. I hope that if you have been drawn here in a supportive, a pal capacity, then you're good people. One, bravo, go and support your pals when they do art. It's difficult. But two, maybe it has encouraged you to look to spoken word, and please do continue to come along to Hotchpotch. They are here every month, right, Gavin? Every month? When's the next one, Gavin? It's on the thing, isn't it? Go for it. Fucking feel attacked. Standing here plugging your night, Gavin. No, but please do continue to support Hotchpotch. They do amazing work. We've been very, very lucky to partner with them, with the other regional partners that we have. The Scottish spoken word scene is an amazing place. The depth and breadth of talent that exists in it is really wonderful. And the pandemic hit it especially hard. Poetry is a difficult thing to do at the best of times, and a lot of nights disappeared in the wake of everything that went before. And it has been a kind of slog from where we were at a kind of peak at like 2017. We had this kind of huge scene up and down the country, and that has kind of dwindled somewhat. But I can very much see traveling around and going to all these nights that there is a bit of a revival going on. There's currently a lot of people looking to get involved and some absolutely storming nights. So if this has piqued your interest, please do come and check out Hotchpotch. If you're not from Dundee, I know people are looking about have come from other places. Hey, you can find out where you can see spoken word in your area. Bex, the lovely Bex, who is part of the Loud Poets team, puts together every month a huge sort of document of all of the spoken word events around the whole of the UK. So if you're interested in where you can see more spoken word, you can sign up to our mailing list. We send like a couple emails a month with just like actually useful information if you're looking for the spoken word going on. It's not just like plugging endlessly. So you could sign up to that, and it will Bex will be able to point you where to go to find more spoken word in your area. And if you it's the best bit of these slams. But please do, if you're looking to find stuff online as well, like Malaika was saying, we had her as part of our Return to Form series that we did. We put out, we're currently doing podcasts for NaPoWriMo, a kind of weekly podcast. We have done poetry workshops. If you're looking to start writing and want to kind of know how to write in form, we have some really great online workshops. Some of the guys here slamming this evening are part of our writing group, which is really cool. We run a monthly online writing group, and we have people from all over the country that take part. It's really cool, and we do it online, so it's super accessible. We have a Discord where everyone can chat. NaPoWriMo is going on. Everyone's kind of sharing poems back and forth. It's been really cool. That is part of our Patreon. It's like a tenner a month. You get loads of videos and stuff like that, and you also get to be part of the writing group. Yeah, it's just lovely. So if you're looking for more spoken word, come and have a chat to us. We will point you in the direction. I'll read out the fucking names, all right? I can feel just the eyes boring into the side of my head from over there. I will read them out. But yes, regardless, bravo to all of our slammers. You have all done a wonderful job. In this order, in the final round. Yes, Gally. Our first slammer will be Teddy Bertucci, followed by Tom Bird, and rounding off the slam will be Natalie Jane Clark. Those are your final slammers. A word to all of them is we are going to have Jack on stage. Give him 3 words. Give him 3 words that kind of give a vibe the kind of emotional tone, whatever it hey, watch it, of your poem, and he will match it. You've seen what he did there? If you're nervous, if this is the first time you've worked with music, just read your poem. Let Jack figure it out, all right? He's got to do the work here. Guys, are you ready for the final round? Then, please help me welcome to the stage your first finalist, Teddy Bertucci!
Thank you. I guess searching, ancestry, mix. Oh my God! Okay, this poem is called The In-Between. I live in the space between dark and light. My skin made of different spices that no one seems to get right, for some might see me as either or just see me as one. At night, I look for myself in the mirror and sigh, who the fuck am I? My history is tainted with layers frequently painted with lies, my brownness hidden between the pages of cultures assimilated. Uprooted, no tree can survive. Where am I? Pet to some, sister to none. Is this a common feeling, not knowing where you belong? I live in the space between a cedar tree, a chili pepper, and a boot. And I speak a language that my people didn't get to choose. 3 branches, scattered, aimless. Are they branches? Aren't they supposed to be roots? Always between spaces, never knowing, emotions flowing, and I long for connection, but how to show it? I live in the space between trying to figure out what my ancestry means, part oppressor, part oppressed. What will arise the deeper I dig? My heart discombobulated, how I wish I could stop feeling alienated. But maybe, just maybe, this space in between can be transformed from within. If 2 radically different trees can blend and bear fruit, maybe I'm the fruit, maybe I'm not the root. Or maybe I can be a paradox, a tangle of contradictions full. Perhaps there aren't any rules. Perhaps we create our own root. I rest in the space where beings who don't belong can play. United by golden threads where exactitude fades away. Where we keep each other whole and embrace each other's poles. Maybe being in the space between is not a bad thing, after all. Thank you.
Give it up for Teddy! Our penultimate poet in the second round. Please put your hands together. Give all that love, all that energy to Tom Bird!
Hi, my name is Tom Bird. I got here as fast as I could. I'd just like a few minutes of your time. No, I don't have an official appointment yet. I did see the wait till your name is called sign, but that was tricky. See, my name changed recently. I didn't know you could just do that. Invite community to sing new syllables in my direction, soft hands and wet cement to my touch-starved ears. It sounds like home. Sorry, yeah. Specifically, why am I here now? Well, firstly, to request a bulky uplift for these things on my chest. You might think they're not that big, but you know what they say about icebergs, most of the weight is carried underneath. And performative femininity is a toxin laced through my history, so to be kind to my body, just issue me with the appropriate documents to complete. While I'm here, I also need a permit to conjure a huge fire in my back garden, finally set alight the closet I grew up in, the one I keep trying to crawl back inside. And after I claw the last mask from my face and add it to the blaze, I'll politely request the names and addresses of every adult who peddled cis-het life as the only type of existence, and I will hurl myself at them. Aggressively embrace them with kindness, so their tragic lessons are resurrected in the whites of their eyes. I want to see regret in the whites of their eyes. Feel their understanding of the damage done as it manifests in a single blink of acknowledged lies. And then after that, would you join me in reporting the crime of patriarchal taxidermy? They're stealing truth and vitality from the vibrant animals we are, posing beings in sterile binary. Oh my goodness. I demand a public holiday be recognised for the shared grief of knowing exactly who we were all along, but we were never taken seriously. Put it in writing. I want backdated emotional funding to encourage belief that being gay and trans aren't barriers to love. I was held too long under that self-immolating spell, but I've learned to forgive myself for what I made this body do, and playing the role of normal straight girl in an ill-fitting costume, there's a visceral cost of living in disguise. I'm so glad the fabric disintegrated. I lived to see my 30s. I can tell I'm not being heard. Your eye rolls say it clearly, gesturing towards the ticking clock. You think I should have got here sooner, maybe, but if you can't help me, can I turn to the altered words of a fictional wizard? A trans person is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they feel ready to. My name is Tom Bird, and I got here as fast as I could. And I've always been on my way to the most magical authenticity, with or without your permission. Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for Gandalf trans icon. Yes. Fucking yeah. Yeah. Guys, we have come to the final poet of the final round. You need to give all that energy, all that love. I want you to make them shut the fuck upstairs. Go absolutely wild for Natalie Jane Clark!
I'm going to give you some sounds instead of words. So it's in 3 parts. So 1 is like, ugh. 2 is like, ugh. And 3 is like, oh. So, is that, yeah? Okay. Okay. And I'll count so you'll know what parts what. Okay. This is called Teaching Trio. 1. Chip roll haikus. A chip roll is what you get if you really want a chippy, but only have the last change rolling around your jacket pocket or your pals. Well, £1.20 per child per year is what we have to spend for textbooks, printing and pens. Couldn't even get a chip roll with that. 2. My classroom. The education system is as cracked and patchy as the classroom I teach in. Cold, peeling away. Disconnected decisions made from on high from people who have not set foot in a classroom in years. The education system is like the stationery box. Nearly empty, broken remnants. We must all make do and mend. The education system is my book cupboard. Not had a refresh or renewal in this century. The education system is the single computer suite. Not much left working there. The education system is this pile of textbooks. Battered, dogged, graffitied with obscenities older than the kids I'm teaching. I feel like I'm watching it worsen and cheapen in slow motion, and there is nothing that I can do except try to be passionate, try to be knowledgeable, and try to be kind. After all, I'm almost the only resource that I have. 3. Miss, can I eat this chocolate bar? I would normally say no, but her friend just gave it to her because she hasn't eaten since Friday. Miss, can I just sit over there today? I would normally say no, but half the class is off with COVID again. Miss, can I quickly message my granny? I would normally say no, but it's just those two at home. She's not allowed to see her parents anymore. Miss, can I eat my lunch in your classroom? I would normally say no, but last week I stopped 2 boys kicking the shit out of him in the hall. Miss, can I just play my phone and not do the work? I would normally say absolutely not! But his only friend killed himself at the weekend and it's better he's in school. Miss, can I give you a hug? I would normally say no, but we both really need it. Thank you.
Natalie Jane Cole! Just one more time, can we get some love for the extraordinary Jack Hinks in the room? Phenomenal work, phenomenal work. Wow, that was a bit of a round, wasn't it? Sorry, judges. They are all going to be angry. There's a long drive back to Edinburgh for me. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Guys, please, like I said, I'm so blown away by everyone, like genuinely top to bottom. It's so wonderful to see. Like I'm very, very positive about the spoken word scene. It is a huge, huge passion of mine. It is what I do for a living, is working in this scene. And I see hundreds of poets every year, and I'm always blown away by them. And one of the things that angers me most is the lack of opportunities that they then have to follow that work. We were speaking about it a bunch, about all these talented poets that then become, theatre makers or musicians or actors or something other than the thing they started with, which was as a poet. And we are very keen to continue to create platforms for poets, to give them prizes, like a $3,000 cash prize for a huge slam, because they are worth that money. Because that kind of money is the difference between someone being able to take some time to be a fucking poet for a bit. You know what I mean? So please do continue to support the spoken word scene. If you can buy a spoken word poet's book, if you can fucking tell them you like their poem, follow them on Twitter, any of that stuff, every little bit means a lot. And validation, just a compliment, it fuels us. You know what I mean? Tasty compliments. So please do go and tell a poet if you like their stuff, if it touched you, because it will mean the world to them. They put a lot into it. So yeah, please continue to support Hall the Spoken. Don't look at Bex. Bex is coming to give this to me. Don't you pay attention. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. So yeah, it's been wonderful doing this season. Whoever wins, I don't even know yet. I've not looked at the little bit of paper. But whoever wins, please, please give them all of your support as we get to the slam final. It would be incredible to see some of you guys that were here come down to the Book Fest and support them. We are doing everything we can to make sure whether you win a slam in Inverness or in Edinburgh, you get the opportunity to come not at a loss. We're going to be taking care of all of that for our slammers. They will get their travel and accommodation and a fee and all of that stuff, because we really want it to reach the whole scene and connect up the Scottish scene a bit. So yeah, this is huge for us. It will be huge for them. Please back them. Share the YouTube video when it comes out, all that jazz. It would be nice to see everyone kind of back their region. So I'm going to look at the bit of paper. Okay, so wait. on my time. I will announce the runner-up and then the winner. I'm just announcing those two because the runner-up also qualifies for the EIBF and the winner obviously wins some money this evening and then qualifies, okay? So that's why I'm announcing those two. So yeah, now you can start your fucking... Our runner-up, representing the East at the Edinburgh International Book Festival is Natalie Jane Clark! And our winner, and your Loud Poets East Slam champion, give it up for Tom Byrne! Show the people. No worries. Guys, give it up for Tom Byrne, your champion! If Tom and Terry and Natalie could stick about, we just want to get a couple photos with the final three. Guys, please support Tom. Please support Natalie when they head to the EIBF Bookfest Slam final. This has been the Loud Poets Slam East. You guys have been fucking awesome. We will see you again next time. One more cheer for Tom Byrne!
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, we'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button, if you could hit the subscribe button, and make sure to ring that bell icon so you don't miss any updates from us in the future. If you want to go that extra mile and support us a little further, we do have a Patreon channel with loads of exclusive goodies, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month. We appreciate your help, guys, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.